Funny, man. Funny. So I don't think anybody's in here. If anybody's in here, please say so. Be nice. But I will move on either way. All right. So, first off, I spilt tea all over my table today, or yesterday actually, and had to clean it all up. It was a gigantic mess. Gigantic waste of time.
Did you put sugar in the tea?
No. Thank God. Otherwise, my keyboards would be all fucked. Yeah, they'd be all fucked.
You saved yourself a headache, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna start off with this. Last week we talked about the coronavirus a bit and how that there's a map for it, and I figured we could check the updates and stats. So one thing that we brought up was that nobody's really talking about how people recover from this, so everybody's saying that everybody's getting it and the death toll is increasing and people are calling it a state of emergency, but nobody's talking about like how many people are recovering, which is kind of weird. So
just in the media.
Right. So we have 852 recovered. That means that we have close to 50% recovery rate. No. That doesn't make sense. That makes zero sense. Sorry. I guess 50% compared to deaths. So once you get it, you have a 50% chance of dying and 50% chance of recovering.
How many people have gotten
it? There's 23,892 confirmed.
Okay. And only 852 have recovered?
Yep.
Yeah, that's really not that good. It's really bad. That's not even 10%.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
That's like 4%, 4.5%.
But it's like an ongoing thing, right? So, like, people just don't die
they don't have
already, But, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I say this as I sip on a Corona.
Are you really sipping on a Corona?
Yeah, and I made ribs for dinner, and I needed I wanted to have a beer with the ribs, to complement them.
Yeah. Nice. You have a lime in it?
No, I didn't cut the lime up.
So, I have been working with manufacturers in China. I've been trying to buy some parts. I'm waiting on a keyboard right now, and I'm getting no response from them. It seems like maybe they are cutting themselves off from the world for a minute, but this is really going to hurt them, like, in their economy. There's like small... It's interesting how much it's spread on the United States so far. Like you look at any other country, they may like have one case or two cases, but like this is pretty spread out, right? You got the Bay Area, you got California, you got the entire West Coast, and then you have the East Coast. And those are the places that have probably the most population, and then also the worst places to spread. So we don't have one in New York yet, but we have one in Boston.
No, there's one in New York.
Oh, really?
Or New Jersey. Yeah, it was in the news. I don't have the article, but I can search it.
Oof. Yeah, man. That's crazy. So what is this graph here? Confirmation cases. Okay. So China has the most confirmed cases, with Thailand as second, Singapore, Japan. US only has 11 cases according to this thing.
Okay, coronavirus in New York. What we know so far, there's a few New Yorkers. 3 patients might have the coronavirus in New York.
Oh, so they're not confirmed yet. So once they're confirmed, they'll show up on this thing.
That's why they're not on the chart.
Right.
I'm betting that they don't have it, but
yeah.
I hope it.
Okay. I'm rooting for that too, man.
Hold on. They're taking it so seriously that my wife's school was going to go out for like an annual like hot pot to celebrate the Chinese New Year, and they canceled it because of the Chinese having this coronavirus.
Oof. Yeah. Well, that's pretty smart. You got to take those precautions.
Yeah.
Quick channel update. I've got, let's see. I just got this in the mail. They are some from ZOPC. They're going to be some Xylent switches that we're going to review on the channel. You know, if you're just checking out the channel, check out my YouTube channel. EU is doing away with the lightning cable. We talked about this. Nice follow-up. Votes for common charge. Yes, I saw this. So it's official. They're going to have to redo their thing. I mean, they're going to have major manufacturing problems with China out of commission because of the virus, you know?
Yeah. Well, everyone who has the lightning cable now is like, you know, they have to throw it out. So that creates a lot of waste off the bat.
Right.
And they have to buy a new charger, a USB. Well, most people probably already have a USB charger, but I don't know if they're iPhone specific. So it's kind of a headache.
I mean, I can see that. Are they? Well, so how is this going to work? They're gonna ban it, or is it just that Apple needs to start making them differently going forward? So
no, actually, I assume that like Apple will have to start selling different versions in the EU, and then they won't sell Lightning cable. But whoever has it now has it.
Right. Yeah, because then people need to get new phones or something like that. You know, the easiest way for them to fix this is just to make adapters. Provide Apple adapters for people with lightning cable. And that would fix this. That'd be a cheap way to fix this.
Apple must have pissed somebody off in the EU where they're like really ripping into them with this. Because this seems a little bit unnecessary, in my opinion.
I mean, dude, if you want my opinion, Apple needs to get the fire lit, but you know, from underneath their seat.
I agree.
They got to start doing new things. They can't just walk around thinking that they can sell the same product to people. But I mean, I guess people buy it.
Yeah, but I feel like Samsung became Apple now too. They're the same.
Yeah, a little bit. But
they just wait for like the new. They're like the music industry at this point. Like they wait for the new guys to like innovate, and then they steal it, and then they just like make it their own, and like they do the same stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, man.
I thought this was a good follow for
sure. For sure. More than 1 billion Apple devices have shipped using a Lightning connector. 1 billion. That's a significant chunk of people on the planet Earth.
Yeah, man.
How many?
Love Apple.
I
think 6 billion.
6 billion. So that's 1/6 of people on the planet Earth have an Apple device or is close to one.
Yeah. I bet you Apple's happy about that.
Apple previously made its own accessories obsolete when it switched from its 30-pin connector to Lightning in 2012.
Oh, remember that thing? Holy crap! That was like a the old monitor plugins. Remember you used to have to plug in your monitor with the 2 screws in the back?
Yeah, man, I hated that thing. I hated that thing.
Was crazy. I had it for my iPhone.
I was happy that they went to Lightning. It's you know what? All shit considered, I like the shape and feel of the Lightning cable. I like the way it plugs in. It's small. It's you know what I mean? I love the design and prefer it over micro USB or even Type C USB. At the end of the day, they're pretty much the same thing, just in different shapes. And I like it. What was the justification again? I don't even remember. Why is the EU deciding to do this?
to reduce waste.
Okay, well, if you just got everybody on the lightning cable, then
Yeah.
But,
It's got to be a political thing with Apple and the EU.
well, and then Apple won't share the lightning cable female portion with any other manufacturer. So, whatever. Fuck you, Apple.
Yeah, definitely political.
Yeah. So this might be old news, but there was some leaked Star Wars footage of a show that never came to be. It had a working title called Star Wars Underworld, and I watched the clip here, and it looks and feels like it came out of the world of Episode 2, and it also looks like a fan-made film, but you have to remember that this footage was made somewhere between 2005 and 2012. So
it wasn't finished.
Yeah, it was never finished. It was supposed to be a proof of concept. Have you seen this clip?
I haven't seen the clip, but I can explain to you exactly what this show is. I know a lot about it.
All right.
So George Lucas, before he sold Star Wars off to Disney, he was developing a series, and this was going to be probably on a network or on HBO, one of those channels, called like Star Wars Underworld, where it explored the underworld of Coruscant, which is the planet where the Jedi Temple is, which they never revisit in the new movies, which is kind of annoying because you want to see what happened to that planet.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you also want to see if it ever resurrected or anything. I was having this conversation with my girlfriend. She was like, the Jedi were so big back then,
Well, they didn't destroy that planet. They just they made it into like the Empire's headquarters, I think. And they still had like the Senate and everything, but it was just really ran by the Empire. I'm pretty sure in the Legends stuff, that's what it is. But so this was supposed to explore the underworld, like what's going on. Forget the Jedis, forget the Empire, forget the Sith. What are the people in the city doing?
Right.
What are the Hutts doing? What are the gangsters doing? What are some of the stormtroopers? I think they were supposed to explore Palpatine's baby moms in this. Was supposed to be in part of this.
That's what I liked about The Mandalorian, is because it kind of took this, like, what is everybody else doing in the context of Jedis and Sith? Yeah.
And I think they wrote about 100 scripts for the show, and they just never, before they were able to make it, it got they sold it to Disney, and I guess Disney scrapped the idea. But I guarantee you that this leak is Disney trying to see if there's any interest in the show.
Yeah.
And if there is, they're going to make the show.
This is
a fake ass leak.
Yeah. I would 100% agree with that. Disney is absolutely intentional marketing research.
Yep. Yeah, all of a sudden a clip is online. This thing has been in the atmosphere for since probably the mid 2000s.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the worst way to do it, because I think this is not the best representation of what people are doing. I didn't even get that from this. I thought this lady was a Jedi. I don't really get this idea that what are the people on the streets doing, And so I'm kind of glad that it never came out and that it can be redone, because I think there's so many things you can do with this. I don't think they're gonna get the kind of response that they're looking for. Let's look at some of these comments. Lucas wanted to have 100 episodes, each an hour long. The problem is that the episodes were going to cost $50 million each. Lucasfilms didn't have that kind of money. They were trying to invert new technology which would allow them to radically bring down costs down, allow them to shoot an hour of VFX driven storytelling in a cyberpunk. Oh shit, this is really long. All right, dude. Co-write articles, man. Shit. This feels like Star Wars even if the cameraman is completely drunk. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, honestly, like there's also behind the scenes footage. This whole thing is in green screen, and I understand that technology back then was pretty shitty. Um, it just was never really great with the green screen. Like
Yeah.
episode 2 and episode 3, all that stuff is really new, and it just could have been much better.
Yeah, that's my biggest gripe with episode 3 is I love that movie, but the CGI is terrible.
Yeah.
It looks so fake. I feel like I'm watching half cartoon, half live.
Oh, by the way, the last season of Clone Wars is out. I actually really want to see it because Ahsoka's grown up, and we all know what happens in episode 3. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you watched Clone Wars, the whole thing?
I've not watched the whole thing. I've watched pieces, and it's really hard to get into because it's so kiddish, I mean,
Yeah.
like the writing is not kiddish. Don't get me wrong. It's more so the animation. Like
Yeah.
the dialogue and stuff is very can be very adult, but also be geared towards like teaching kids a lesson. Each episode starts off with like a quote, like something Yoda might say, but
Right.
and then kind of gets into the episode, and then this like narrator, like I hate the narrator. He makes it feel so cheesy. He kind of gives like a synopsis of what's going on, how they've got there, and what the next adventure is about. And yeah, other than that, it's a pretty good show. I mean, I just wish it was animated a little bit differently. Some people say that like the animations in it are more closer to the original Star Wars drawings, which is fine, but like I don't know, just wasn't really digging it.
Yeah, I watched there's like a movie of it. There's like the episodes, and then there's like a movie version. I watched some of the movie and I cut it off. I couldn't get through it.
There's a movie version, huh? All right.
I think so. Yeah, there's like a 2-hour movie, Clone Wars, that kind of kicks off the series.
Huh.
When it used to be on Netflix, I don't know how it is now. They probably chopped it up into episodes, but yeah, no. Before we get into the next topic, I just wanted to, because I had a topic. I don't know if you had that underground topic or underworld, but yeah, the thing is with Star Wars is like it feels like Disney's really losing their minds now, and they have all these ideas. But it's like I just wanted to ask you, what do you want to see from future Star Wars stuff?
Oh, what? I see it now. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What I want to see is I want to see more of. I mean, honestly, I just want to see some adventures of Vader. No matter any way you can put it. And I know that sounds really shallow. There's so much hype around him being like one of the most powerful, Sith Lords ever. And I just don't see him kicking ass enough, especially now that we have like the means to do it, right? Jake, hey, welcome. I would really like to see that. I know it's not like super crazy with like storytelling or anything like that. It's just a fantasy of mine. I just want to see Vader kick some ass. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want to see that. So
Jake, what would you like to see out of Star Wars? You type that up while I prepare your surprise, Jake. Oh no, dude, back in 15 minutes. God damn it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, what would you like to see?
Me?
Yeah.
I'd like to see them reboot the sequel trilogy. And
The sequel
take it
or prequel?
No, sequel. The prequel trilogy is fine. All I care about is episode 3. If they could, I wouldn't mind if they fixed the CGI and made it more updated and more realistic looking. But the sequel trilogy, just ignore it. Treat it like they did with Spider-Man, where they rebooted it 15 times. And just reboot it and do it, and just make a better sequel trilogy. You still have Mark Hamill. Harrison Ford you can phase out. I know he don't want to do it. Phase him out of it, or actually you can get a younger. I'd like to see like Luke and Han Solo right after Return of the Jedi, or 10 years after.
That's right, and it doesn't need to be a new fucking actor. It could be somebody. It doesn't have to be an old actor. It could be this like a brand new one, you know?
Yeah, I'd like to see Chris Pratt as Han Solo, and Luke could be. I don't know. They'll find somebody. The kid in Solo was pretty good.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah, I would like to see Chris Pratt as Solo. I think he's perfect on Solo.
Yeah, I think so too. That would be good.
Yeah, he'd be perfect. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see. And yeah, I agree with you. I want to see the event, at least one adventure of Vader, a cool ass Vader movie. We still have James Earl Jones. Let's make it before he dies.
Dude, yes, you're so right. Let's make it before he passes. Dude, you know who to be a perfect Luke? Now, I'm going to stretch a little bit. I'm going to stretch a lot, actually. Fucking Justin Bieber.
Yo, that's going to be the headline of my article when I write up this podcast. Justin Bieber is the new Luke Skywalker.
I think he could do it, and then he can kick off an acting career. You know, he obviously doesn't want to tour no more. You know, he doesn't.
My wife might actually watch it,
dude.
If you have Justin Bieber.
My girlfriend really loved Christian. What's his fuck face, and that's why she loved the prequels. Like, let's get Justin Bieber. Let's bring him in. Let's make him Luke.
Even Christian. Listen. Anything but what they gave us, you know. I don't care. I don't care about people 30 years in the future and a knockoff Empire with a knockoff Rebellion. It was so unoriginal.
Yeah.
Just do something different. That's all. That's all I ask for.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, man. Dude, look. Tell me he can't play Luke. Tell me, like, just tell me he can't play. He can't play Luke.
He probably can't act with the lick, but all right.
That's fine. He's gonna be a pretty boy Luke.
That'd be classic, though.
Yeah.
That would. I wouldn't even mind seeing like a Funny or Die video with him as Luke.
Look. They got the same kind of thing going on. Come on, Luke. Oh, I guess he doesn't have piercing blue eyes, but that's what contacts are for. All right. Well, you know what I would also like to see, like a good reboot of, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They really fucked this one off. I grew up watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man.
The Michael Bay joint.
He didn't even direct the new one.
He produced it, right?
Yeah, he only produced it, and they made this shit, whatever the fuck this is. Dude, so top 10 reasons why I wanted to move to New York was because I saw the original Ninja Turtles live action movie that was in New York, and it was so cool to me, you know? Like, and New York seems so cool to me, gritty, dirty, and all that stuff. Sewers. And like, they just really fucked this off, man. Like, this is crazy. He looks scary. Look, Mikey was my favorite character. He looks scary. I don't understand.
Can I just tell you that
the original
that movie,
original look is great. This whole look is fantastic. Sorry, go on.
Look, this is one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie of all time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 movie.
Me too. Me.
For all the reasons you just said.
Me too.
It was a fantastic movie. It was dark. It was like the comic. The Foot Clan was so freaking cool.
Yeah.
The music was great. The cinematography was great. And they made that thing with like no budget.
Yeah. Yeah. You could tell, like, if you watch Ninja Turtles 2, you could tell that they got a little bit crazier with like the acrobatics and stuff like that. But like the fact that the first movie did so well and you didn't need all that stuff to do well, you know, you needed elements, and that movie had elements of, you're right, it had more of a dark thing, but it also had humor, right? And and lightheartedness, and I fell in love with pizza, you know, watching this movie.
Yeah, man.
And the way the turtles look is great. I don't know why they felt they needed to change it. Yeah. All-time
Well, they
favorites.
brightened it up. The second one they brightened up a lot.
And their
I
eyes.
like the second.
I like the second one. It's okay, but they did mess with the faces a little bit, and some of the they went a little bit too far, I think, in terms of cheesiness sometimes. You know, they left behind a little bit of that dark grittiness. That was
They also didn't allow them to use the weapons in it. If you rewatch it.
Yeah. Because kids were getting quote crazy with the weapons.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like
I was one of those kids.
Well, it's not like Leonardo used his swords in the first one, anyways.
He did. He cut Shredder on the arm.
Oh, okay.
He didn't chop anyone's head off, but he did slice people.
Right. I mean, out of all of them, he's got the most dangerous weapons of all.
Raphael too, man. Raphael could gut somebody with them things.
Dude, he was my favorite character in the first one.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
I mean, Michelangelo was always my favorite turtle, but I loved Raphael's like storyline on.
I lost the sky.
I lost
Get
the
it
sky.
back. Get it back. I memorized that movie, man. I love that movie.
Me too.
I watched it a couple weeks ago.
I watched it last week. Because it came out on Netflix.
That I grew up in. That's the New York I grew up in.
That's the New York I wanted to come to, and I didn't get it. But
sticky movie theater floors and all that. It was crazy.
Yeah. Dude, the trench coat. You know.
Yeah.
You know, his whole thing where he like walks around the city, and dude, the ending scene where they fight Shredder at on the rooftop of a New York building, right? I just thought was the coolest thing. Even now, it's a beautiful shot.
It's one of the greatest fight scenes in any movie. And then also, do you know that the Foot Clan's hideout is right near where you live?
That, you know what? I was trying to think about that. I saw the movie and I was like, "Oh shit, is that near where I live?"
On one of those islands by Long Island City. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I think they filmed, and it's really filmed there because you can see, you know, a lot of it's in the studio, but that part's really filmed there.
Dude, yeah, that I was recognizing spots while I was watching the movie, man, and I was just like, oh boy, how much has it changed?
You could have been part of the Foot if you were around back then.
Yeah. I probably would be part of the Foot. I probably would be part of the Foot. For sure.
The Foot.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that movie.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta have a movie night watching it. All right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Drake could receive an advance worth over $250 million.
Yeah.
Is he still making music?
Yeah, he puts out music like all the time. The significance of the article is that there was this executive that went on and he was doing an interview and he basically said Drake is about to catch a bag, so to speak. Meaning like he's about to get the highest advance in music business history. And the highest advance on record right now, it's $250 million. Michael Jackson's estate got that after he died for his catalog.
Okay, well...
Yeah.
Are we counting inflation since Michael Jackson?
We can, yeah, sure. That was 2009. That deal.
Well, so is he? So is the deal that he's gonna make more records?
For Drake? Yeah. Yeah.
Do we think he could keep making nice records?
Well, he's been hitting for 10 years, so I don't know. I think that this guy is like one of the. It's just a different day and age because I like Drake, but I don't think he's uber talented. And it's just amazing how he's like mastered the music business, whatever he's done.
Well, he's made like really. Well, okay, when he came out, right, you had Kanye West, who was kind of spearheading the hip hop genre and meshing it a little bit with like pop electronic and with like the showmanship of what rock was putting out. And I think Drake kind of took that to another level and like leaned into it even more, where he took like things from like Lee and did music with like indie pop at the time. And I think that's what made Drake great. And Kanye West like started that movement, and Drake kind of like accelerated that movement. And now we have the type of music that we have today, where rap or hip hop is kind of meshed with pop and is pop electronic now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're not just taking like loops or anything like that. You're making electronic music and maybe singing on it. Maybe more singing than rapping. And I think that's what he did. And he's not like super talented. You're right. I would agree with you there. But he did lean into that and help kind of define and pave the way for our modern music today.
Yeah, because you think about somebody like Michael Jackson, like the guy is like did everything, dance, sang.
Yeah.
Drake is not even close. I mean, Drake sings okay, he raps well, he sings okay. He's not much of a producer.
Yeah.
But he's really just like the greatest like mediocre artist of all time.
I'm reading this book called The Dip, and it's about when to quit and when to stick, and it talks a lot about being the very best, right? And it says it quotes the stat that like whoever's the best captures like 80% of some kind of market share. This is a case where mediocrity actually is a good thing.
Yeah.
He's also, I mean, you can use this as a first to market case, maybe. Like he was like one of the first to come to market with this kind of music. Maybe he's just really good at making hooks, man. Maybe that's it.
I think he's a great writer. I think, and he said it himself. Like his skill is that he's a good writer.
Yeah.
He writes good. That's I think what he's very good at that. I can't say he's mediocre in that. I think he's great at that.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good rapper too, but I don't think the rap is what elevated him as high as he is. I think it's more the songs that he made, the pop songs that he made is what made him this huge star. But even the pop songs that he made, I mean, you're going to compare them to Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston and, some of the greats that we've had along the way like that really can sing and really, it's tough.
Yeah, well, the requirement for music in general has kind of lowered or changed rather. Like, you had people like You want to go way back, you have people like Fred Astaire and like the Rat Pack who sing, dance, and also comedians. And then when you look at like really talented people of that time, when Drake was coming up, you had what was his name? Who did Blame It on the Alcohol?
T-Pain?
Not T-Pain. Blame It on the Alcohol.
Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx. He sings, dances, does it all. He's a comedian. He's probably the most talented person, but like, and then you had somebody kind of like Lil Wayne who can't really sing. Kind of shoot to the top during that time. I don't know. I think he's playing in a market where you just need to capture people with something, and it doesn't necessarily need to be talent, like traditional talent, like singing or anything like that.
But that's also why he's been successful too, because basically, like when he came out, Lil Wayne put him out, and Lil Wayne was the biggest rapper in the world at that point, one of the biggest artists in the world, and he basically gave Drake his entire platform.
He did. He did. He
got off to a great start.
He'd still be Degrassi Boy if it wasn't for Lil Wayne. That's for sure.
Yeah. If not for Lil Wayne, and there's certain people, if they had not linked up with a certain person, it would have never worked. Even if they did get signed somewhere else, like Eminem, Drake.
Yeah.
If Eminem didn't link with Dre, Eminem would have been like an underground rapper that nobody would have ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was Dre that really brought out the pop element of Eminem and made him a star. And the same thing, Lil Wayne brought it out of Drake. Drake was always talented, but
yeah,
Lil Wayne gave him that platform for people to actually care about. There's a lot of talented people, you know what I mean? But talent doesn't mean anything unless you have the platform. Lil Wayne really gave him that platform.
Yeah,
which is why he is where he is. I guess he has a good work ethic, plus the platform, plus he hops on whatever's like new and hot. That keeps him relevant all the time. Sure. And a combination of those things, and I think that's what brought him to this point.
Sure. Did you see this commercial, bro?
What's it for?
Jason Momoa did a. I really hope that this isn't. All right. Sorry, hold on. I gotta restart music. I think it was for insurance, to be quite honest. It was a Super Bowl ad where he took off his hair and all of his muscles and became this like scrawny weirdo. And the commercial Game of Thrones star was thrown in. It was for mortgages, Rocket Mortgage. It's such a jarring photo of him, This is like a picture of him if he got addicted to crack for a couple of years and then, found the light, became a hippie, smoked a lot of doobs.
Or if he broke his legs or something and couldn't work out anymore and lost all his hair.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how we can, superimpose new attributes, physical attributes onto actors and actresses. Kind of makes you
pretty cool.
Kind of makes you wonder, like, well, what if one day we don't have like super great looking actors and actresses, and it's just people who can act and deliver lines, and their physical looks are just altered for the screen. I mean, we already do that to a degree, right? Like if an actor gets a little bit chunky, or if we want to show them as younger, we do some things in post.
But do you remember did you watch Justice League where they post-production edited off Henry Cavill's mustache and you could tell that they did it?
Wait, what is it?
In Justice League.
Who?
the guy who plays Superman, Henry Cavill.
Oh,
So they made him come back to do some reshoots, and at that point he had a mustache for another movie.
yeah.
So they had to edit the mustache off of him, but you can tell it's so obvious.
Oh,
It
that
looks, it looks horrible.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, like this here. Huh. Yeah, man. I don't know how they let people get away with some of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, how could you let them release that? It's awful.
Yeah. All right.
You know what's funny though? Because now, like, hold on.
Yeah.
The internet will chew you up for something, right?
Yeah.
And they still put out some of the crappiest stuff because there's so much room for error, like with all the technology you have. But back in the day, there was no room for error. You couldn't do that.
What up, John? Sorry.
That's okay. You couldn't CGI somebody's mustache out. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't film the movie. That's it. Done. You have to figure something else out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway, all right, you can go then.
You're just lurking on the call? All right. No problem. Welcome, man. Hopefully, we got to get you back on here for a night again. For sure. Cardi B has this to say to Tommy who? After
Tommy
her
Lauren.
latest Jay-Z and Beyonce griping. Dude,
Yeah.
online beefs, man. What the hell? She started a handful of beefs, man. I don't understand how this is still a thing. So tell me about this. What's going on?
First off, I want to say what's up to John. And
yeah, what up?
In the chat.
Oh, shit.
Said I was in the call.
Hey, you didn't ever say anything.
I know, I didn't have a good spot to jump in.
Well, here you
It's
are.
all right.
Here you are when we talk about Cardi B. Dude, I can I just tell you I have this like ongoing fantasy, and I know I've told you, Jet, about this, but I don't think I told you, John. Is I just what I really want is for Cardi B to be my big spoon for a night. You know?
Oh my god, you want the Remy's too, don't you?
I just she just I don't know those I would never be her big spoon. Nope. I don't know, maybe it's something motherly about her. I can't put my finger on it. All right,
Oh,
so
she has a mother.
yeah,
What's up, Jake?
Jet, you were explaining this article. Explain it
Yeah.
while I get Jake's surprise ready.
Okay. So Cardi B is very angry with Tommy Loren, who is like the conservative, like Trump supporting blonde chick on Fox News. Used to be on The Blaze, but she got kicked off of there. She's constantly like yelling at like rappers and like other celebrities that are like not agreeing with her. But the thing is, like, she takes real cheap shots at like some people like Jay-Z. Like every time she addresses Jay-Z, she calls him a crack dealer. And Cardi B like took offense towards the way that she addressed Beyonce and Jay-Z or whatever. But like she keeps saying the same thing. Oh, he was a crack dealer. A lot of people did something at one point and then did something else. People could change.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
I guess the question that I have is like, I believe that some of these pundits, like especially in the conservative world, they know that they're like base, not to say that they're racist, but they know that their bases are racist and they play into that in order to get more ratings and more views and stuff like that. And I think she has these real wild hot takes on Jay-Z and Beyonce because she got mad that Jay-Z and Beyonce, they sat during the national anthem. But if you watched everyone around them, they were also sitting because they were in a separate room. They weren't actually like in the stands. And I'm not trying to give them a pass either because I don't totally agree with everything they do either. But I just feel like one, like Cardi B, I kind of agree with her here because Tommy Lauren's like really out of line, and two, it's like it's a little crazy how you have these people like playing into the racist undertones and things like that to get more clicks. It's dangerous.
It is really dangerous. So she says Beyonce, Tommy Lauren says Beyonce and Jay-Z, former crack dealer, sit for the national anthem because apparently the United States of America has oppressed them with millions upon millions of dollars and fans. Sounds rough. Maybe they should try another country that allows them a little more freedom and success. Yeah. I mean, I get what she's trying to say here, but like she's just... You're right. She's playing into this. I mean, you could look at like Snoop Dogg, you know, or any like famous rappers, or and not even rappers. You know, there's famous entrepreneurs and business owners that used to be, you know, in prison and things like that.
Kennedys used to be smugglers for alcohol during the speakeasy days.
There you go.
Man. They work with the mafia.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is difficult for people to understand sometimes how much change can happen for people, but and it's hard for people to understand deviance, like social deviance. You know, plenty of people sell drugs, maybe not because they want to, but because they are trying to take care of their parents, or, you know,
mouths to feed, maybe,
you know,
they can't get a job and unemployment just said, hey, you ran out.
Yeah, I'm about to be in that same fucking boat. I'm gonna be probably in that same boat soon. But you know, and it's not like it takes tremendous amount of risk and struggle to get through, you know, becoming a performer in any kind of way and being rewarded for it, and a bit of luck. But it's not like it's not easy.
No.
If it were easy, and if anybody could do it, then, you know, Jay-Z would be getting paid a hell of a lot less. So this lady's a host on Fox. Huh.
I can't believe you don't know who she is.
No, you know, I mean, I don't watch regular news, man. I don't.
Well, she was like on Facebook a lot back in the day.
Yeah, I also don't go much on Facebook. It's not my
that's
steez.
Not my forte.
This is not some serious news or whatever. Well, the rest of my stuff is not really some serious news. Oh, I'm supposed to get Jake's surprise ready. All right. Listen, I'm just going to go over this really quick. We got some images of the sun's surface, and people think that it looks like popcorn.
Is that the surprise?
That's
couldn't
not be the surface of the sun.
That's not the surprise. I'm gonna get the surprise ready, but you know, you might as well stare at the surface of the sun for a minute. All right. So what I have here for Jake, since in my last YouTube video he said, what is that, smoke, dry ice, or a smoke machine? What I have here is a shit ton of dry ice. And what I have here...
Now, why do you have dry ice? Who'd you kill?
...is a bowl. This is for Jake. Right? I have more than this dry ice right here, but give me one sec. It
looks like caramel corn.
See, that's what everybody's saying, right? It looks like caramel, you know, makes me want to go eat something. Look.
It does.
And what it is, I guess, is like little, I don't know if it's plasma. Hold on, I read it like way earlier in the week. Gorgeous images, videos showing the sun's surface in unprecedented detail. The images. That hot solar, yeah, it's hot solar plasma. Rises in the center of cells, cools, then sinks below the surface in dark lanes in a process known as convection. So yeah, this is plasma.
Pretty cool.
Well, you better get ready, because I'm about to pour this dry ice all up into this bowl here. If I can get, I think I need scissors.
What exactly are you doing with dry ice in it?
Yeah, where do you get all the dry ice from?
What do you mean?
What nefarious reasons you got dry ice for?
Why are you being suspicious?
Who'd you kill?
I didn't kill nobody.
Where's the body? Is it in your bathtub?
All right, Jake. This is a lot of dry ice, by the way. This is a lot.
That's what they use at the wedding to make the smoke, the dancing on the clouds.
That's right, and that's what he thought I used it in my video. I said no name. What's up, man?
Hey, I said no name.
Oh,
To the chat.
there we go.
Sorry, I would have said hi, but I'm just tapped out. My bad.
That's all right.
All
Hey, we
right.
should like do a segment where we answer chat questions or like read chat quotes or something.
Well, I'm doing that now. I think a lot of water is actually getting on my desk right now from all this. I think I'm gonna need a towel. My desk
Yeah, don't
is
spill it.
literally full of.
Liquid?
I'm beginning to think this was a terrible idea. Oh my god. One sec.
And rip the stream.
Sacrificing the desk for content.
This is for Jake, man. Oh.
Hey, Jake. Are you enjoying this?
It is literally getting all over the place. I need to take this off. It is, I don't know.
It looks pretty freaking cool, though.
Yeah, well, you know, it'd be cool.
Dude, that's a lot of dry ice, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, my entire desk has water on it. I just cleaned it from all the tea. All right, moving on.
Looks like a nightclub over there.
I think I need a towel.
Yeah, so
All right.
this is a word of advice. Don't use dry ice around your computer and your keyboard and your desk because things to get very soaked.
I didn't realize that it was gonna like pop out like this. It's still popping all over the place. All right. Well,
Well, it was fun to watch, if nothing else.
all right. Well, it's still going. Let's see here. Nicki Minaj.
Oh, this is kind of funny, but I don't know.
Nicki Minaj disses Rosa Parks on new
Yeah.
Yikes single.
She doesn't diss Rosa Parks. She just says, "Get out your seat." Like, get up on like not Rosa Parks or something like that. And everybody's running with this. She dissed Rosa Parks. So stupid. Anyway, no need to go further into that article.
Wait, what is this that Jake is posting right here? These leaks are indeed extremely promising, but they don't just stop there. According to Taipei Types, the Ampere GPU will not only have massive performance gains. What is this talking about? Oh, jeez. Well, all right. We'll end it on this.
Yeah,
No,
gotta get your stuff together.
Not this one, but I'm saying we got some time. The NYC subway needs its own mascot, and the Gothamists put together their own mascots for the subway. So the New York transit system has a terrible reputation because they're just assholes and they just kind of take your money, right? And they're really bad at like what is this repost that Jake did right here? They're really bad at whatever. Anyways, they're really bad at customer service, and also really bad at executing these gigantic jobs that they're trying to push. Oh my god, I need to put this somewhere. Water is everywhere. So we got the original pizza rat. This comes from the joke that rats are really aggressive and they will steal your pizza. We have Trashy. This legit looks like an MTA worker. I mean, no offense if somebody's an MTA worker, but they got to get you guys new uniforms for sure. Dagbog, the bag dog. I don't know what that's about. Bedhead B-Train. These are kind of bad, actually. What is it? The knapsacker. What with all the sacking, here's an alternative idea. New Yorkers don't want to be scolded or physically restrained, not restrained into following subway etiquette. Huh.
I like the rat.
You don't like the rat? What about Chef Rat?
I like the pizza rat, man.
Crab of
Trash
chaos.
Trashy's gonna trash.
Yeah, I like the pizza rat.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dagbog, the bad dog.
Yeah, right.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So this dude tricked Google Maps into thinking that there's a traffic jam by basically opening up a crap ton of phones on a street.
Really?
Yeah. He got like 99 phones and like put them out by the street. And then I guess he just kind of tricked them into like thinking that there's a traffic jam right here.
Oh, so that's how Google determines their traffic data through like density of phones?
Yeah. Density of phones using Google Maps to navigate, I think. Or just the density of phones in motion. So it probably takes like a couple things like, speed. Well, I haven't read it, but I haven't read it entirely. I read it earlier in the week. But yeah, I think as long as it's moving at a reasonable speed, you can trick it.
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you who are like me and obsessed with keyboards, it's kind of hard to find all the group buys that are available. And I found this interesting group buy aggregator, which I'll post in chat. It pretty much just grabs all the group buys for all keyboards, it's like boutique custom keyboard stuff, and puts them in one place so you can find them. So it's kind of cool because you'd never be able to like find this. You see like YouTubers who are like putting out videos for these keyboards or Instagram pictures of these like luxury style keyboards, and you're like, where the hell did they get them? And you find that they were part of a group buy that's no longer open. So this is a interesting tool that like aggregates from common sites and we'll post them. All right, I got one more. Unless, John, you have a topic you want to bring up.
Well, I don't know. Not really. Sorry, I'm just fried from work and school.
No worries, man.